right, so let's get right into it.
Okay.
Today, we're looking at Alphabet Inc.,
Sounds good.
Google's parent company.
Right.
And a lot of you have been asking about them as a potential investment.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, they're everywhere, right?
They really are.
To figure out if they deserve a spot in your portfolio, we've got to look at the whole picture.
For sure.
So we've got their latest financials, some industry analysis,
Gotcha.
even snippets from what their own leaders are saying.
Awesome.
Ready to dive in.
Absolutely.
Let's kick things off with their recent performance. So Q3 2024. The report shows a revenue of $88.268 billion.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, a 15% growth year over year looks really good on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
But I did notice something in the earnings release.
Oh.
They mentioned that foreign exchange rates kind of mess with those numbers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Their growth would have been even higher without those currency fluctuations.
Oh, wow. How much higher?
Probably closer to 16%.
So even with the currency thing, 15% growth is still pretty impressive.
It is.
But I'm curious, where is that growth coming from?
Well, Google Cloud is a standout performer.
Okay.
Their revenue jumped 35%.
Wow.
To reach $11.4 billion.
That's huge.
And it's driven by their investments in AI infrastructure.
Okay, such as?
Things like TPUs.
TPUs.
Yeah, so for those who aren't tech wizards, DPUs stand for Tensor Processing Units.
Okay.
They're specialized chips designed for AI workloads.
So they're much more efficient than traditional processors.
Exactly, which means cost savings for Google.
I see.
Potentially a competitive edge.
So those TPUs are helping them compete with Amazon and Microsoft.
Precisely.
Gotcha. What about YouTube?
They're doing really well, too.
Okay.
Their ad and subscription revenue topped $50 billion in the past year.
Wow, so it's not just cat videos anymore.
Not anymore.
I read that they're going after premium sports content.
Like NFL Sunday Ticket.
Yeah, exactly. Seems like they're trying to attract a whole different kind of advertiser.
Makes sense. One willing to pay top dollar.
For sure.
It's a smart strategy to diversify their revenue.
Okay, so revenue growth seems solid.
Yes.
But what about profitability?
Well, Alphabet delivers on that front, too.
Okay, good.
The operating income soared by 34% year over year.
Wow, that's a good sign.
It is a clear sign of improved efficiency.
And their operating margin is up to 32%.
Healthy margin.
So they're making more money on each sale.
Exactly. A good sign for investors.
It is. But to really get their potential, we need to look beyond just the numbers.
Agreed.
And really look at their strategy.
Absolutely.
How are they going to keep this momentum going in such a fast-changing tech world?
Well, it all comes down to AI.
Okay, artificial intelligence.
Yeah, they're not just using it to tweak things like search.
Right.
They're building new experiences with it.
So their Gemini AI model
Yes.
that's integrated across their products already.
It is. Search, YouTube, even Google Cloud.
Ambitious.
It is. And it's showing up in how users interact already.
Like what?
Have you seen the AI overviews at the top of some search results?
Oh, yeah, those little summaries.
Yeah, those are powered by Gemini.
I actually find those helpful sometimes.
They are.
Really are.
And Sundar Pichai?
The CEO?
Yes, he said that they're driving more people to use search.
So they're not just a cool feature.
No.
They could lead to more ad revenue.
That's the idea.
Speaking of ads.
Yeah.
They're running ads within those AI overviews for mobile users in the US.
That's right.
That's a smart move.
It is, to capitalize on those AI-driven interactions.
Well, it makes sense, but it's not all about search.
Nope.
What about YouTube?
Facing some serious competition.
They are.
Their strategy seems to be twofold. Empower creators.
Okay.
And capture watch time.
And they're attracting advertisers, too.
Especially in sports.
Well, they did snag NFL Sunday Ticket.
And the Olympics?
Yeah, high-profile events for sure.
Massive audiences.
How does that translate into a good investment, though?
Think of it this way. High-value content attracts high-value advertisers.
Yep.
And they're willing to pay a premium to reach those viewers.
I see.
It's a way to boost their revenue.
Makes sense. But let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
And talk about Waymo, their self-driving car project.
All right.
1 million driverless miles a week is a huge milestone.
It is.
But what does that tell us about Waymo's business potential?
That's the question.
Are they on the road to profitability?
That's what everyone wants to know.
Yeah.
They're giving over 150,000 paid rides as well.
Really?
Yeah, it's a clear sign they're moving from research
Okay.
to a company with commercial ambition.
So there's potential there,
There is.
but it's still early.
Very early.
We can't forget the elephant in the room,
Which is?
antitrust lawsuits.
Right.
The DOJ is coming after them pretty hard.
Yeah, those potential remedies could shake things up.
They could.
The DOJ has proposed big changes,
Like what?
potentially forcing Alphabet to sell off parts of its business.
Wow, that's big.
Alphabet's arguing this could stifle innovation, though.
Yeah, hurt their competitiveness.
Exactly.
And it's not just the DOJ.
Yep.
They're facing scrutiny all over,
That's right.
like in Australia and the UK.
Seems like everyone's concerned about their power.
It does. Plus, there's competition in their core markets.
Absolutely.
Amazon and Microsoft are huge rivals.
Especially in cloud computing.
And in the AI space, you've got companies like OpenAI.
Making big strides.
So Alphabet is facing challenges on multiple fronts.
It seems that way.
Strong financials,
Yeah.
a clear AI focus,
Yeah.
but also these legal battles. Intense competition.
What's your take on their leadership?
And how they're handling it all.
Well, Sundar Pichai seems to get the tech landscape,
Okay.
particularly AI.
Yeah.
She's been vocal about responsible AI development.
But it's not just him, right?
No, of course not.
What about their board of directors?
Oh, their board is impressive.
Really?
You've got John Hennessy,
Okay.
the former president of Stanford, and Francis Arnold, a Nobel Prize winner, chemistry.
Wow. Okay.
Those are some serious credentials.
They really are. That gives me some confidence.
As it should.
And don't forget about the co-founders.
Larry Page and Sergey Brin.
Yeah, they still have a say.
They do.
They're on the board and are involved in decisions.
That's right.
Interesting. So even though they've stepped back,
Mm-hmm.
their vision probably still influences the company.
Quite possibly.
It's worth considering their ESG approach, too.
Oh, yeah. Environmental, social, and governance.
It's a big deal for investors these days.
Absolutely not just profits anymore.
For sure. And Alphabet is taking steps to improve,
Yeah.
are investing in renewable energy, working towards more sustainable operations.
Right.
They're talking about diversity and inclusion more.
And transparency in their lobbying.
That's all positive, right?
It is, but no company is perfect.
Right, of course.
They've had controversies,
About.
employee treatment, data privacy, things like that.
All right. Well, we've covered a lot.
We have.
Financials, strategy, leadership, ESG, even the lawsuits.
It's complex.
It really is.
But the question is, do the potential rewards outweigh the risks?
And that's what we'll help you figure out.
Yes.
We'll look at Alphabet's investment potential.
More. After a quick break,
Don't go anywhere.
we'll be right back. So it all boils down to one word. AI.
Artificial intelligence.
Exactly. And they're not just using AI to tweak existing products like search.
Right.
They're building entire new experiences with it.
Like you said, their Gemini AI model.
Yeah.
That's already integrated across so many of their products.
Oh, it is.
Like search and YouTube, even Google Cloud. It's pretty ambitious, right?
Very ambitious. And it's already showing up
Oh, yeah.
in ways that users are interacting with.
So like what kind of stuff?
Have you seen those AI overviews at the top of some search results?
You mean like the little summaries that pop up?
Yeah, exactly. Those are powered by Gemini.
Oh, wow. I actually find those pretty helpful.
Yeah, and they're helpful for Google too, so Sundar Pichai,
Their CEO.
yeah, he actually specifically said that these AI overviews are driving more people to use search and engage with it.
So they're not just a cool little feature.
Oh, I don't know.
They're potentially leading to more ad revenue down the line.
That's the idea. And speaking of ads,
What?
they're starting to run ads within those AI overviews.
Really?
Yeah, for mobile users in the US at least.
Wow.
It's a very deliberate move
Oh, yeah.
to capitalize on those AI-driven interactions.
That makes total sense. But, it's not all about search.
Right.
YouTube's facing some pretty serious competition these days.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And their strategy seems to be kind of twofold. So
Okay.
empower creators
Okay.
and capture watch time.
I see.
They're also making big moves to attract advertisers.
Yeah, especially in the world of sports, which is lucrative.
Oh, for sure.
Well, they did snag NFL Sunday Ticket and Olympics coverage.
Yeah.
Those are high-profile events, can draw massive audiences. But how does that actually translate into a good investment?
Well, think of it this way.
Okay.
High-value content attracts high-value advertisers.
Makes sense.
And those are the companies willing to pay a premium
Yeah.
to reach those engaged viewers.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's a way for YouTube to boost their revenue.
Beyond traditional ad formats.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. But let's talk about Waymo,
Okay.
their self-driving car project.
All right.
So 1 million driverless miles a week. It's a huge milestone.
It is a big one.
But what does that tell us about Waymo's, business potential?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah, it really is. Are they on the road to profitability?
Well, they're also giving 150,000 paid rides now, too.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
so it's a clear sign that they're transitioning, you know?
Yeah, from just like purely research
Yeah.
to like a company with commercial ambitions.
Exactly.
So you're saying there's potential,
Uh-huh.
but it's still pretty early.
Very early.
Yeah, no company operates in a vacuum, though. To really like evaluate Alphabet, we have to look at who they're up against.
For sure.
And it's a pretty crowded field.
It is.
The competition is fierce, and we can't ignore the elephant in the room.
The antitrust lawsuits.
Yeah, the DOJ is going after them pretty hard,
They are.
and those potential remedies could really shake things up.
Yeah, the DOJ has proposed some, significant changes.
Like what kind of stuff?
Like potentially forcing Alphabet to sell off parts of its business.
Wow, that's a big one.
It is. Alphabet argues that this would stifle innovation
Right.
and hurt their competitiveness.
Yeah. And it's not just the DOJ.
Right.
They're facing scrutiny from regulators like all over the world.
Yeah, like Australia.
Yeah, Australia, the UK.
It seems like everyone's concerned about their power.
Yeah, it does. Plus, you've got competition within their core markets.
Absolutely.
Amazon and Microsoft are really formidable rivals.
Especially in cloud computing.
Right. And in the AI space, you've got companies like OpenAI.
Making big strides.
So it sounds like Alphabet is facing challenges on multiple fronts.
It just seemed that way, yeah.
Strong financials, a clear AI focus,
Mm-hmm.
but also these legal battles and this intense competition.
It's a lot.
It is. What's your take on their leadership, though?
And how they're handling all this.
Yeah.
Well, their CEO, Sundar Pichai, seems to have like a really good grasp of the technological landscape, particularly with AI.
Yeah.
He's been pretty vocal about their commitment to developing AI responsibly.
But it's not a one-man show.
No, of course not.
What about their board of directors?
Their board is actually quite impressive.
Oh, yeah.
You've got John Hennessy,
Okay.
the former president of Stanford,
Wow.
and Francis Arnold,
Okay.
a Nobel Prize winner.
Oh, wow. In chemistry.
Wow, okay, those are some serious credentials.
Yeah, they are.
That gives me a little more confidence.
It should.
And remember, Alphabet's co-founders, Larry Page and Sergey Brin,
Oh, right.
they still have a say in things.
Yeah, they're still on the board.
They're actively involved in major decisions.
Interesting. So even though they've stepped back from like the day-to-day operations, their vision likely still influences the company's direction.
It quite possibly does.
We should also consider their approach to ESG.
ESG, environmental, social, and governance.
Right. It's becoming a pretty big deal for investors these days.
Absolutely. It's not just about profits anymore.
It's not, and Alphabet has been taking steps to improve.
Yeah, they've been investing heavily in renewable energy
Okay.
and working towards more sustainable operations.
Right.
They've also been talking about diversity and inclusion within their workforce
Okay.
and being more transparent about their lobbying activities.
So that's a positive sign. Right.
Certainly is, but of course, no company is perfect.
Right.
They've had their fair share of controversies, too.
Like around.
Oh, employee treatment and data privacy, that sort of thing.
Right. Well, we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
Financials, strategy, leadership, ESG, even those pesky lawsuits.
Yeah, it's a pretty complex picture.
It really is. But ultimately, the question that you need to ask yourself
Yeah.
is, do the potential rewards outweigh the risks? All right, so we're back. And the big question is...
Is Alphabet the right investment for you?
Exactly. And as we've seen,
Right.
there are compelling reasons to consider them.
Are strong financials
Innovative products.
and a real commitment to AI.
But then you've got the antitrust lawsuits.
Yeah, those are still hanging over their heads.
Plus that intense competition.
A lot to think about.
It is.
But let's start with the potential upside.
Okay, so historically, Alphabet has delivered great returns.
Oh, yeah, their stock has performed well.
And they've consistently grown.
Both revenue and earnings.
Plus their AI investment.
Huge potential there.
Right. Could pay off big time.
Yeah, they could really benefit from the growing use of AI in every industry.
Exactly. And they dominate markets like search and cloud.
It's hard for new companies to break into those.
It is to challenge their market share.
It really is.
But those lawsuits still feel like a wild card.
They are a significant risk.
Yeah. What if the courts rule against them?
Huge fines.
Exactly.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
They have to restructure the entire business.
And the scrutiny from regulators.
It's not going away.
It's not. Governments are worried about the power of these tech giants.
They are.
And the competition's relentless
Oh, it is. Amazon, Microsoft,
in cloud computing.
right there on their heels.
And companies like OpenAI are right there in the AI race.
Yeah, nipping at their ankles.
Plus, staying at the forefront of AI.
It's expensive.
It is. It requires massive investments.
That can really eat into profits.
Yeah, at least in the short term.
Right. So for you as an investor, you have to balance the potential rewards with those risks.
So what should our listeners be focusing on
as they do their research? Think about your investment goals.
Okay.
How much risk are you comfortable with?
Yeah.
And what's your time horizon?
So are you looking for short-term gains?
Or a long-term play?
Exactly. Someone with a higher risk tolerance.
Right.
Who's in it for the long haul.
Yeah, they might be more attracted to Alphabet's potential in AI.
Right. But someone who's more risk averse.
They might be hesitant.
Given the uncertainty around the lawsuits.
And the competition.
It sounds like there's no easy answer.
There really isn't.
It depends on individual circumstances.
Absolutely. Do your homework.
Right.
Understand the company.
Yeah.
Stay informed about the tech industry.
Any final words of wisdom?
Don't forget diversification.
Diversification, the golden rule.
Never put all your eggs in one basket.
Great advice. So as we wrap up our look at Alphabet, let's leave you with this. Picture a future.
Okay.
Where AI is seamlessly woven into our lives.
I like it.
Changing how we work.
How we travel.
How we interact with the world.
It's coming.
It is. And Alphabet is betting big on that vision.
Pouring resources into it.
Right. So the question for you as a potential investor is,
do you share their belief?
Do you think they can overcome the obstacles?
And capitalize on this opportunity?
It's a decision that requires careful thought.
It does.
But one thing's for sure.
What's that?
The future of Alphabet and the future of technology, it's going to be a fascinating journey.
Absolutely. And we'll be here to help you make sense of it all.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
We'll be back soon with another company and another set of investment possibilities.
See you next time.
Until then, happy investing.